Good morning. Nice. On behalf of the entire Connecticut College community, I want to welcome you to today's 107th Commencement ceremonies. Please be seated. Dean of the College and Vice President for Retention and Success, Erica Smith, will begin our celebration today by delivering our land acknowledgement, which will be followed by a call to community. As a gentle reminder to make this ceremony as respectful as possible, we ask you to please silence your cell phones. I now ask Dean Smith to come forward to initiate our program.
I would like to take a moment on behalf of the college to acknowledge the land we currently occupy and to honor the Native people who were its first inhabitants. Specifically, we honor the Mashantucket Pequots, the Eastern Pequots, Mohegans, and other Native nations who are indigenous to Namiag, now called New London, and the land surrounding coastal Algonquin, also known as the Long Island Sound region. We acknowledge that indigenous peoples have cared for this land over many generations and know that they have endured suffering and violence through the historical period of settler colonialism and its legacy. Today, we strive to tell and retell the complete stories, to repair the harm, and to live together as neighbors in this region. Now that we have acknowledged the land, I would like to invite us into community with one another. What a joy it is to be here today, to celebrate the extraordinary class of 2025. We are so happy to welcome all of you, parents, grandparents, siblings, cherished loved ones, and dear friends, both here and joining us virtually from wherever you are in the world. Thank you for gathering today with us, the faculty, the staff, trustees, and administrators of Connecticut College. Commencement is one of the days we all come together. All of us who have invested in, believed in, cheered on, mentored, and supported these very soon-to-be graduates. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. To the members of the class of 2025, we are so thrilled to be here today to recognize your incredible achievements over the last 4 years. You arrived on this campus as strangers to us and to each other. This afternoon, you will leave this campus, but you will always and forever be a part of this community. It is now my distinct honor to welcome President Andrea E. Chapdelaine.
Good morning. How we doing? To the graduates, families and friends, faculty and staff, members of the Board of Trustees, and all those gathered with us today, I say welcome. It is a joy to be here with you. Class of 2025, you will always be a special class to me. I may be your third president, but you are my first graduates. Today we are celebrating 433 of you, each one a testament not only to personal achievement, but to the power of persistence, possibility, and connection. Among you are 22 legacy students, 73 first-generation students, 12 members of the 2021 NCAA national champion men's soccer team, 3 Watson Fellows, 5 Mellon Mays undergraduate fellows, a Pickering Fellow, and a 4-time NCAA national champion swimmer. You came to Con from 32 states and 19 countries, bringing with you diverse experiences and expertise to our Hilltop campus. Class of 2025, you came of age during a global pandemic, graduating from high school in 2021, arriving at Con masked and distanced, carrying not just your books, but the weight of a world in crisis. You had no choice but to learn how to successfully navigate uncertainty, anxiety, and isolation. You learned how to undistance with strangers in a new environment while also learning how to be a college student despite the less than ideal high school preparation. And yet, here you are. That experience made you strong. You came, you conquered, and you have rightfully earned your place on this stage. Connecticut College was founded in 1911 at a moment of profound change in America. Cities were booming, industrialization was revolutionizing the economy, and demands for justice were reshaping society. From that moment on, each graduating class has stepped forward, ready to meet the world where it is and help shape what it will become. In class of 2025, it's your turn. You are entering the world during another period of significant change. Despite this uncertainty, I know you are well prepared for what lies ahead. How do I know? Because your excellent liberal arts education and the challenges you have overcome to earn this degree have provided you with 2 essential tools that will ensure your success: adaptability and a desire to continually learn. Recently, I was listening to Radio Lab, one of my favorite podcasts. The show was called Terrestrials, the Snow Beast. It was about the surprising discovery of fossils near the North Pole of, wait for it, camels. Yes, camels. The animals we see crossing sun-baked deserts evolved in the Arctic. Millions of years ago, their wide padded feet helped them walk through deep snow. Their long lashes shielded their eyes from icy winds, and those famous humps, not water tanks, but fat stores, their own marathon gel packs, perfect for surviving long winters with little food. Everything we thought evolved to survive in the desert actually started as winter-proof. The same features that made the camel strong in one environment helped it thrive in another. All those things that made camels great snow beasts would also make them great desert beasts. You, class of 2025 camels, have the same ability to adapt and the desire to explore new vistas. These skills you've developed here under unusual and challenging circumstances not only enabled you to arrive at this day, but may be even more useful in the places you're headed next. This amazing discovery about the origin of camels also tells us that life is full of surprises. What we assume we know about a creature, a place, a person, or even ourselves often turns out to be only part of the story. Who knew that camels have spent most of their lives in the snow? Similarly, one of the key outcomes of your liberal arts education is a willingness to have your beliefs challenged and even toppled. One question answered always leads to the next. Understanding purpose and growth occur by knowing something or someone more deeply, experiencing new places, people, and pursuits. So to sum up, you, class of 2025, have already shown what it means to meet disruption with resilience, uncertainty with courage, and disconnection with compassion. You are ready to meet this moment of change and all those that will come. And when it is all a bit too much, think of Con, all your great memories here, reach out to your friends and mentors, or just watch TikTok videos of camels playing in the snow. They're out there. May you continue to embrace the spirit of the camel. You are walking a path shaped by those who came before you, cheered on by those who walk beside you, and watched with hope by those who will follow you. Go forward with confidence, but also come back. You will always be part of the herd, and we'll always have a home here. We need your voice, we need your support, and your example for the generations that will follow. And I, will always be glad to welcome you. Congratulations. We have now arrived at the part of our program when we will hear directly from a member of the class of 2025. Our tradition at Connecticut College is to select the senior speaker through a competitive nomination process open to the entire senior class. The student you are about to hear from today stood out from an impressive group of nominees. A resident of San Francisco, California, Natalia Barbara Josephine Hall is an architectural studies and art history double major. In March, Natalia was selected to speak at Connecticut College's Unfreedom Colloquium, a conference where student and local historians share research. Natalia's project discussed how post-World War II city planning shaped urban development and social policy in the city of New London. At Con, Natalia has served as an admission ambassador, a teaching assistant, and co-chair of the Architectural Studies Student Advisory Board, and is a member of the dance club. As a junior, Natalia studied abroad in Rome, Italy, at the Pantheon Institute, where she studied ancient buildings and learned how to read the historical, socio-political context of the time through the lens of architecture and the organization of space. This year, Natalia had the opportunity to apply that knowledge as a freelance designer, producing visual content across various media. For her senior integrated project, she interned at the Archaeological Conservation Institute in ancient Corinth, Greece, and Sabina, Italy, helping to conserve second-century mosaics in an ancient Roman villa. After graduation, Natalia plans to work as a freelance designer in New York before applying to graduate schools to pursue an advanced degree in architecture and design. So won't you please join me in welcoming the 2025 senior class speaker, Natalia Hall.
Thank you, President Chapelain, for that very generous introduction. Faculty, staff, friends, and family, thank you for being here today. We appreciate you endlessly. And to my fellow classmates, looking out at you all now restores a little hope I have in the world. I'll try to keep this short because I know we're all a little tired from finals. So let's begin. My speech is titled, Architects Like to Dream in Blue. If I had the time to share all that I wish to about Connecticut College, we would be here until sundown. A speech until the blue hour. The hour of the evening where day turns to night and when the sky becomes a lavender blue. Often marked by a subtle melancholy, the blue hour illuminates the hidden color contrasts of our world. It allows for a new perspective, a moment of clarity, and a moment of hope. I feel that the sun does not need to set for us to enter the blue hour. For the class of 2025, we have entered our hour of blue. A sense of clarity, an air of melancholy, and a moment of hope before we begin our dreams. While contemplating writing this speech, as one who studies architecture and art history, I questioned my ability to speak on behalf of the class of 2025. That was until a friend reframed my mindset. He said, Natalia, you might not be a writer, but you are an architect of words. This made me freeze. an architect of words, but one can't build words. Or can they? I was reminded about my very first architecture reading at Con, assigned by Professor Anna Vallier. In the reading, it discussed what it means for one to be an architect. In antiquity, architects were not just architects. They were writers, philosophers, scientists, mathematicians, engineers, artists, designers, and more. In a sense, ancient architects epitomized the liberal arts education. They did not just build their physical environments, but constructed a culture and society. The study of architecture is more than building design. It is the curation of space, the study of people and place. With that being said, I argue that we are all architects. Now, I'd like you to look around. Take in the campus. Let your eyes study the sky. It looks a little bit bigger now. Recall the memories of springtime on the green, of walking to your favorite class. Recall the soccer games, the snow days, the chaos, and the quiet. On October 10th at 7:30 p.m., the northern lights were visible from this very spot. As the word spread, students gathered on the green under the blanket of stars. The hum of childlike awe wove its way through the crowd, and a tapestry of curious, passionate people emerged. An irreplaceable moment, one suspended in time and in each blade of grass. This ground cradles many memories, memories from beyond our time. Now that we are all architects, I would like to share a common practice performed before designing a structure. It is called site analysis. Site analysis is the practice of understanding a space and our place within it. Why is it important to understand and respect the history and systems of the land we inhabit? Because site analysis translates to the analysis of self. Our identities are formed within the spaces we dwell. Before Con was Con, the Mohegan and Pequot peoples used this land to cultivate. And then, before Con was Con, the campus was just farmland. If you look up and to your right, you will see the very first building on campus, New London Hall. The blocks are made from a local stone called metamorphic gneiss, of which is visible throughout the Arboretum. If you turn towards Palmer Auditorium, you will see an American elm tree. Planted in the 1920s, the elm became the emblem of Connecticut College. Every place has a distinct vernacular, a language, if you will, of traditions and materials that communicate the culture and history of a region. The world around us speaks. We just need to listen. As it is today, the land we stand on remains eager to cultivate. During our time at Con, we have heard the soft whispers, we have heard the call to cultivate, and that we did. For the past 4 years, we have used this farmland to cultivate our interests, ideas, and voices. We have cultivated friendships, confidence, leadership, and strength. To cultivate is to create is to build, and for the past 4 years, using our own blocks of metamorphic gneiss, we have built a foundation of thoughts, morals, and values. As we leave Con, we are to embark on a challenging project. In this large-scale site analysis, we will encounter a world that was not equitably designed for the common interest, but manufactured to benefit a select few. In a world that increasingly seems to be designed for us to fail, we must maintain our foundation. As architects, we will analyze, adapt, and recognize existing conditions. Through site analysis, we will practice true stewardship, authentic engagement, and intentional action. We will challenge conventions, innovate, and think outside the canon. We can, and we will, design and build a better world. This evening at dusk, step outside and look at the sky. Look around you. Look at your world. For the class of 2025, we have entered our hour of blue, but that is a beautiful thing, isn't it? Like the practice of site analysis, the blue hour allows for a new perspective. It illuminates the hidden color contrasts, offers a sense of clarity, and provides a moment of hope. In sunsets to come, when you experience the blue hour, let it be your hour of peace and grounding in an ever so hectic world. Let it be your moment of gratitude for the air that you breathe, for the foundation you built, for the ones that you love. Let the blue hour be your reminder to reflect more, to create more, to dream more. We are cultivators. We are creators. We are all architects. And this evening, may you experience a moment of melancholy. May you find a moment of hope. Let the blue blanket sky be enveloped by stars, and as architects, together, let us enter our dreams. Thank you. And now, please welcome Dean of the Faculty, Danielle Egan.
That was lovely. Thank you, Natalia. I'm very pleased to be here today to present the Oakes and Louise Ames Prize for 2025. The Oakes and Louise Ames Prize is named for the late President Emeritus Oakes Ames and for his wife, Louisa Ames. It is given to the graduating senior who has completed the year's most outstanding honors study. The prize is offered by the trustees in recognition of the quality of academic achievement that Oakes and Louise Ames fostered during their 14 years of service to Connecticut College. This year's Ames Prize is awarded to Owen Louise Ladina. Owen, will you please come forward? An English major and Educational Studies Sociology double minor from Newton, Connecticut, Owen is awarded the 2025 Ames Prize for their honors thesis, quote, Child's Play, Revolution and Liberation in 21st Century American Children's Speculative Fiction. Ladina's work explores the questions of why so much of contemporary American children's literature relies on stories in which children must save the world from evil against impossible odds. Using Susan Collins's The Hunger Games trilogy and the Avatar: The Last Airbender animated series as their main objects of study, Ladina also examines how the protagonist's more childish qualities, play, humor, imagination, creativity, and joy, influence their character development, and the development of their societies. Owen Ladina, for your outstanding scholarship, I am pleased to present you with the 2025 Oakes, Ames, and Louise Prize. I am now very pleased to present the Claire Gaudiani Prize for 2025. The Claire Gaudiani 66th Prize for Excellence in the Senior Integrative Project is awarded annually to the student with the best SIP in one of the college's interdisciplinary centers. This year's Gaudiani Prize is awarded to Skylar Killen Cardell. Skylar, will you please come forward? An Environmental Studies and Architectural Studies double major and scholar in the Goodwin Nearing Center for the Environment from Nantucket, Massachusetts, Skylar is awarded the 2025 Gaudiani Prize for his honors thesis and senior integrative project, Vagrancy and Exploration, a summary of the literature and conceptualization of an ongoing paradigm shift within ornithology, citizen science, and philosophy of evolution as it relates to the marginal distributions of birds. Blending ornithology, philosophy of science, evolutionary theory, conservation biology, and literature history, Skylar's work is a sustained critique of the concept of vagrant birds, or birds found far outside of their usual ranges. Challenging conventional views, Skylar makes a compelling case that the so-called vagrant birds are actually normal birds at the leading edge of population dispersal. Skylar Cardell, for your outstanding scholarship, I am incredibly pleased to present you with a 2025 Gaudiani Prize. I now invite Erica Smith to come forward to present the Anna Lord Strauss Medal.
It is my privilege today to present the Anna Lord Strauss Medal for exceptional scholarship and community activism. This year's medal is being awarded to Anna Ya-Ling Flood. Anna, will you please join me at the podium, Anna? Anna Lord Strauss was a remarkable woman who embodied the idea of service. In her role as national president of the League of Women Voters, in her 5 presidential appointments to national and international committees and missions, and in her devotion to Connecticut College as a trustee for the extraordinary term of 32 years. The medal is presented in her honor to the graduating senior who has done outstanding work in public or community service, including service to the college. This year's recipient is a leader and a trailblazer who brings people and resources together to support the at-risk and the marginalized. An English and government double major and scholar in the Halloran Center for Community Action and Public Policy from Sherman, Connecticut, Anna has served as president of the Feminist Coalition, co-chair of Asian Students in Action, and vice president of the Period Club. She has, bring that cheering. There's more. She's mentored New London Middle School students through the NRIC program, and in Massachusetts served as a fellow for Forest Foundation, a grant writer for the Matahari Women's Workers Center, and an intern with the YWCA in Cambridge. During her time at Conn, Anna coordinated a pioneering collaboration between the Asia Club and the United States Coast Guard's Asian Pacific American Council. She revived a student initiative to raise and distribute more than $7,000 to marginalized Conn students. And she led an initiative to distribute free period products on campus and in New London. Anna Flood, for your unwavering commitment to public service and social justice, I am very pleased to present you with the 2025 Anna Lord Strauss Medal. I now invite back to the podium President Chapdelaine.
Congratulations to all the award winners. Well done. I now invite Seth W. Albert, Chair of the Board of Trustees and a member of the class of 1993, to join me for the conferral of the honorary degrees.
I ask Les Wong to come forward. Leslie E. Wong, you have made significant contributions to the fields of higher education, psychology, and international relations. You are widely celebrated for your leadership and support of marginalized communities. You earned a BA in psychology from Gonzaga University, an MS in experimental psychology from Eastern Washington University, and a PhD in educational psychology from Washington State University. I think you know a little bit about psychology. A little bit. Yeah. You have held the highest office at 4 institutions, serving as president of San Francisco State University, Northern Michigan University, an interim president at the University of Southern Colorado, and to me, most importantly, an interim president here at Connecticut College. All right. You are a widely published scholar in the fields of psychology and higher education leadership. And throughout your career, you have demonstrated your commitment to diversity and communities of color. At Connecticut College, you served as a member of the Board of Trustees from 2019 to 2023, serving as a member of the Executive Committee, a chair of the Faculty Trustee Liaison Committee, and vice chair of Committee on Academic Affairs. As interim president from July 1st, 2023, until Andrea Chapdelaine began her tenure in July 1st, 2024, you provided stability and reestablished constructive dialogue and engagement across our college constituencies. Thank you. Leslie E. Wong, for your commitment to excellence in higher education and psychology, the college is proud to confer upon you this honorary degree.
In recognition of your many achievements and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and pursuant to their vote, I hereby confer on you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the attendant rights, privileges, and responsibilities. Please join me in congratulating Les Wong.
Thank you. What a special moment. I want to thank the Board of Trustees, my administrative colleagues. I had the distinct pleasure of working with probably the best faculty in higher ed in my 52 years. Thank you for what you all do. I'm really honored that my 3 sons are here, my wife is here, and if you remember last year's graduation, it always occurred on my wife's birthday, but her birthday is tomorrow, so I'm in good shape. Last year, graduating class, I spent a year with you, and what a challenge, what an honor. You're very, very special, and of my 52 years in higher ed, I can't think of a better experience I've had as a faculty member, as a president, as an advisor to presidents of the United States, that spending a year with you was a wonderful, productive year, and I want to thank you, students. My last words really concern 2 words I want to give to the students who graduate and move on to make this world better than the way it is right now. And the only 2 words that I want to give you today are my favorite 2 words of leadership. The first word is resilience, knowing how to pick yourself up, knowing how to seize opportunity, and to help others around you. The second word is probably my most favorite word regarding leadership, etc., and that I hope all of you honor and continue to persevere in being the kindest person you can be to everyone around you. Thank you very much. Good luck to you all.
Thank you, Les. I now ask Maxim Langstaff to come forward. You made it. You made it. Maxim Langstaff, as an artist, writer, creator, producer, and masterful storyteller, you have made significant contributions to the arts and arts education, and are widely regarded and recognized for your vision, versatility, and commitment to conservation and the natural world. You earned a BA in anthropology from Connecticut College in 1981 and are a graduate of the National Theater Institute. You began your career in theater, and your subsequent creative and editorial work in TV, film, music, print, and radio has reached hundreds of millions of people worldwide. Impressive. Your many credits include producing the multimedia Making of Sgt. Pepper with Sir George Martin and John Denver, The Wildlife Concert, which became the highest rated music program in cable television history and raised awareness and support for wildlife conservation worldwide. You are the creator and executive producer for the award-winning PBS documentary series Soundbreaking, which charts a century's worth of innovation and experimentation in recorded music. And your diverse work in film and music has been honored with multiple awards and with both Grammy and Emmy nominations. Maxim Langstaff, for your commitment to excellence in the arts and arts education, the college is proud to confer upon you this honorary degree.
In recognition of your many achievements and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and pursuant to their vote, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa, with all the attendant rights, privileges, and responsibilities. Please join me in congratulating Maxim Langstaff. It is my honor to invite our newest Doctor of Humane Letters, Maxim Langstaff, to present the 107th Commencement Address.
I sat where you're sitting now. When I'm often introduced, people say, "Oh, I have a dog named Max." They'll tell me they've named their rabbit, their pet turtle, or potbelly pig after me. And how I've achieved such transcendent multi-species fame remains a mystery. But that's my story, and I've decided to go with it. And if you're as lucky as I am, someone, somewhere, will name their schnauzer after you. Standing here now, I think thank you and congratulations are in order. The cost, the struggle and hardship, the tears and joy, it's been a long, hard road. Congratulations, parents, you did it. Now, this is the part where I'm supposed to tell you, the graduating class, to follow your dreams. But honestly, you've heard that speech before. The truth is, you're graduating into an angry, unstable world. It's a mess out here. The climate is on fire, and AI is coming for you. My generation has spent an awful lot of time and energy screwing things up. I'd like to tell you the story has not been written yet. I hope not. But then, that's now up to you. When I stood where you're standing now, I could not have imagined that one day I'd return in this moment. This is my school. I am no more and no less a graduate of Connecticut College. What I've learned is that I can be a part of the difference I want to see in the world. Not because of what I've accomplished, but because of my willingness to connect, imbuing me with respect for the gifts and the contributions of others different from me. Graduating from college does not mark an end. This is your beginning. You're not standing here because you've accomplished any great feat, with few exceptions here. The truth is, you spent the first 21 years of your life as a consumer, supported and curated by others. Today, that comes to an end. Today is your commencement. Yours will be a shambolic journey, steeper and more twisted than mine, across less stable ground. You will have no clear path to follow. The changes you will face will test your resilience and your humanity, more so than any generation that has come before you. The surety you will carry with you will be your Connecticut College experience. You will stumble. You will get lost. You will not be heard. You will make mistakes. You will want to give up, and you'll want to blame them. Them. Your worst moments will be what shape you, not your best. Your steps will not be measured by what you achieve or how much money you make, but by how much you give to others and the strength of your connections. Your courage and your curiosity will determine your success, not your talents. Your happiness, it will be measured by your generosity of spirit. When I reached for my diploma, sitting where you are now, I had no idea what I had acquired. It would take me another 40 years for me to come to understand the magnitude of what I held in my hand and why it mattered. To all the parents who have made this moment possible, the professors gathered, the Board of Trustees, and the leadership of this extraordinary and privileged bastion of freedom, thank you. Thank you, President Chapdelaine, for standing up for us. Thank you for defending my education. I have no doubt I would not be the person I am today, but for the liberal arts education Connecticut College provided me. 200 years ago, an escaped slave, Frederick Douglass, he remarked, "No greater benefit can be bestowed upon a long-benighted people than to giving them, as we are here earnestly this day endeavoring to do, the means of an education." Education means emancipation. It means liberty, the uplifting by which men can only be made free. A cold December evening in 1981, a Conn College classmate, Daniel Hayes, rushed onto the lecture hall stage in Cummings Arts Center as the curtain was about to go up on a play I was directing. Distraught, he whispered in my ear that John Lennon had been murdered, gunned down. A man so monumental to my generation and those who have followed, he could only have been a Beatle. We killed him. Imagine. All You Need Is Love was broadcast to over 400 million people in 25 countries, the largest audience ever aggregated in human history. In the tumult of the violent, fractured chaos of the 1960s, we gathered around our television sets and radios and listened together, young and old, black, white, men, women, rich, poor, Catholic, Muslim, Jew, gay, straight, conservative, and liberal. Not because we didn't have our differences, but because for just 3 minutes, we had the opportunity to feel heard, connected. I am you, the Beatles sang. You are me. We are us. There was no them. There was no they. Just choices. Choices. Written by a man who could not read or write a note of music, thus telling us it was a song we too could write. Looking beyond what they could see, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr created a better world. What they showed us is that ordinary people, you and me, can do extraordinary things. In the words of anthropologist Margaret Mead, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed individuals can change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has. All You Need Is Love begins with the French national anthem, Marseille. You can hear Glenn Miller's swing jazz masterpiece In the Mood alongside Bach's Invention No. 8 in F major, Greensleeves. What the Beatles did was give back ourselves to ourselves. Different cultures, different eras, Europe's classical traditions, the American experience, immigrants, and slaves. In binding us together, they reinvented our story, connecting a new, younger generation, determined to find a different path. Their songs mattered not because they were Beatles songs, but because they became our songs. John Denver, who wrote Take Me Home, Country Roads, said to me when I asked him how he knew he'd written a good song. He remarked, "When it becomes yours," in a short 3.5 minutes, the measure of a great artist. The Beatles challenged the prevailing mindset, reminds me of today, seeming only able to deliver intransigence, instability, and chaos, sexism, racism, and of course war, both at home and abroad. Mostly they gave us a reason to. They connected us by changing how we feel. A few years ago, I was standing in Abbey Road Studios with Ringo, waiting for Paul to show up, and he turned to me and said, "It's good to be a Beatle again." "But you are a Beatle," I said to him. "Not at home," he answered. "As I was leaving the house, my wife Barbara told me to empty the garbage. Richie, you can be a Beatle after you empty the garbage." I realized in that moment what being a Beatle meant. At home, alone, it was just Richie, emptying the garbage. Connected with John, Paul, and George, connected to them, a Beatle. Now, Ringo never had the privileges you and I have been afforded. Neither did Stephen Judkins, a blind black boy from Saginaw, Michigan, born in a racial tumult of the 1950s. What chance did he have to complete high school or go to college? He didn't. 100 million records sold, 25 Grammy Awards later, I guess you'd have to ask Stevie Wonder. Reginald Dwight, my friend Reggie, a pudgy, gay English boy with thick glasses. Who would have expected him to amount to anything? 300 million records sold. Multiple Grammy, Emmy, Tony, and Oscar awards. He wrote the best-selling song of all time. With a passion for Chopin and Bach, Elton John single-handedly returned the piano to the center of popular music after the emergence of the electric guitar. He's raised over $600 million to support HIV-related programs in 55 countries. Charting more than 115 pop hits, Carol Joan Klein, a Jewish girl from New York City, became the most successful female songwriter in history, when women were not considered relevant, let alone legitimate songwriters. And she did it, in spite of what men said she could or couldn't do. Who doesn't love a natural woman? Henry Dorchendorf, Jr., I first reached out to when I was a student right here at Connecticut College. I thought I needed his permission to use his songs in a play I was writing for a class assignment. Growing up an Air Force brat, he was forced to move from base to base, making it impossible to make friends. His grandmother gave him a guitar and hoped it might ease his loneliness. The poet laureate of Colorado, he wrote what is now both the West Virginia and Colorado state songs. Only the second artist to outsell the Beatles. By the mid-1970s, John Denver would rise to become the biggest selling artist in the world. The conversations we're having today regarding global warming and the environment reached the world and changed us because of how his songs made us feel. These kids succeeded because they had nothing to lose. They weren't burdened by the privileged expectations of their families and social milieu. If they failed in life, no one would have thought much of it, because none of them were ever expected to succeed. You are. You've been given every privilege, every advantage. This is your burden. The Bible says, "For whom much has been given, much is required." The songwriter and Fulbright scholar Chris Christopherson wrote, "Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose." You've got everything to lose. You're going to have to fight for your freedom like no generation before you. The burden you carry and the threats you face will make your journey the most challenging and consequential in human history. So how did these young artists do it? They reinvented themselves, becoming part of something more than what they had been given. Courage fueled their success, irrespective of their talent. Instead of blaming the world for their station in life, they changed it. And we didn't care if they were black, gay, a man, or a woman. We didn't care if they came from another country. We cared about them because of how they made us feel. All of you in the LGBT community, if you want to celebrate and feel the power and magic of your you-ness, crank up Elton John's The Bitch Is Back. Listening to that song, who doesn't want to be gay? That's connection, and it's timeless. Our music, our art, can penetrate our differences when no other human experience can. That's why it matters. It's not just entertainment. Elton John said to me when we were recording a song called The Bridge, that for him, being an artist was the greatest privilege, because as he said, you get to come and risk it all or die trying. Few of us ever get to experience what it is to be that alive. The world doesn't care about you in spite of what you think of you deserve. We care about the guy who went to the 2-year trade school down the road and learned how to maintain and repair the landing gear on our airplanes. Your college degree does not give you standing in the world. It gives you choices and the opportunity to have standing. But you must stand up. Your Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter skills won't land the plane. Texting is not talking. Twitter is not a conversation. And TikTok will not make you smarter. AI, it's a digital machine. Sorry, Dan. And you're an analog creature. Rather than connecting you and me, it connects you to a machine. It will tell you how to feel, hence what to think, ergo, how to act. AI is engineered to take you out of life, replacing your process with theirs, making you, ultimately, redundant. How can you know what matters if you haven't engaged, been a part of the process? Artificial intelligence. As spectacular a tool as it might yet prove to be, you need to know we have invented a drug 100,000 times more lethal than fentanyl, and we're already addicted to it. Your degree is not about the stuff you learned. It's about the knowledge you've gained, born from your process. AI can only give you an outcome, and it doesn't need you. Remember, information is not knowledge. Acquiring information is not thinking. Good answers require good questions, and your answers require you to think. That's what Connecticut College demanded of you. That's what AI will erase. Today, we largely live, breathe, and define our happiness, right and wrong, and truth according to the curated digital dictates of the internet and social media that my generation created. We spend our time on the internet looking for validation, thinking it's connection. Social media is engineered to redirect your focus, artificially inflate your value, and tell you what you should, think, and want. It's hard to connect when you don't know who you're connecting to. Everyone is not anyone. The dictionary defines liberal, had to put this in here, as willing to respect or accept the behavior or opinions different from one's own, open to new ideas. The word traces back to the Latin word liber, meaning free. As we stand here now, the very idea of liberal arts is under direct assault, your education. 50 years ago, a woman with no college degree stood where I am standing now to receive the Connecticut College Medal. A woman who at your age was denied the right to vote because she was a woman. It was her journey, and those of so many great women, that gave rise to Connecticut College. Undeterred, she fought back and would go on to become the president of the League of Women Voters. In these times, her oft-repeated question to me haunts me. So what are you going to do about it? She'd say when I was confronted by a difficult challenge. In my small way, I hope my words today honor her, her commitment to Connecticut College, and my education. Percy Maxim Lee was my grandmother. We glibly talk about leadership as if we expect someone else to solve our problems. There is no someone else. It's just you and me. So I ask you, as I look at what you face, what is happening to our country, what are you going to do about it? Inspired by my connection I made while a student at Connecticut College, I again reached out to John Denver. I wanted to produce a project to bring global awareness to the extinction crisis we face. Together, we created the Wildlife Concert. John had written a song that the record company did not want included. They wanted hits, more Take Me Home Country Roads. John and I insisted the song we recorded be included. Introducing it, he said this: "The Zen Buddhists say as air is to the bird, as water is to the fish, so is resentment and regret to humankind." On the one hand, there was much resentment, fear, and anger at the idea our lives have to change because the way we live is not sustainable. But how much would there be to regret if we continue down the path we're on, however much easier we think it is? After the broadcast, a reporter challenged him, suggesting that, the world's problems are so big, what difference can one person make? It's easy. Follow your heart. Do what you can do, that you were moved to do, but do something. Instead of tossing your cup on the ground, if each of us picked up one piece of garbage that was not ours, there quickly would be no more garbage. It's easy, he said. The Beatles told us that 60 years ago. The only difference between then and now is that we've run out of time. If you need guidance, if you want to know what's going on, pay attention to our artists. They've long since told you our story. That's the power of art, is that it connects us blindly. No machine can provide meaning or tell your story. You have a voice. You now have an education. Use it. You do what you can do, what your heart and spirit compel you to do. I'll do what I can do. And if we come together, there isn't a problem we can't solve. After all, we created them. You matter, perhaps more than any generation that has come before you. The challenges you face, the most perilous. Your choices will determine America's future, humanity's future. It's in your hands now. What I know is that without the person seated next to you, take a look at them. You and I aren't going to make it. It's that simple. I can't change what you do or think, but I can change how you feel. As a writer and artist, that's what I can do. It may not seem like much, but I can't make a strong enough argument to change the way you think. That's why art matters. What makes it so very powerful. Science can't provide meaning, only evidence. We can't think our way to a changed world until and unless we change our feelings. It is your heart that will empower you to find your place in the world, connect you, tell you who you are. Everything else is just stuff. As Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you say. They will forget what you do, but they will never forget how you made them feel. You see, we aren't running from the danger before us so much as retreating from vulnerability. Even in the presence of people and places of trust, the idea of being fully seen without armor feels so foreign today. So we choose the predictability of oppression over the uncertainty of what freedom might require. Hours before he was murdered, John Lennon finished recording a song for his son. He sang, "Take my hand. Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans." Paul told us, the movement you need is on your shoulders. George offered us hope. Here comes the sun. But perhaps Ringo said it best. We all live in a yellow submarine. In the end, together, their final words and their final song, the love you take is equal to the love you make. You have the power to change the world, and you're standing in it. Do it. Take action. Make your voice heard. If you don't stand up for our world now, if you won't stand up for our home here on Spaceship Earth, there will be nothing to stand up for tomorrow. I can't save the world, but together, we can. Together, we can make a world of difference. The song that John Denver and I had to fight so hard to get heard against the corporate machinations eventually reached over 1 billion people. My hope today is that it might too ignite something in your heart. It is a song whose journey for me began here at Connecticut College. Remember, when it is darkest is when the stars shine brightest. I have faith in you. It is your light and vision that will lead us out of this darkness. There is no one else. And if you let me, I will join you.
It's that time. You ready? Yes, let's get some energy here. I invite Dean Smith to come forward once again to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degrees.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please rise? I think we can do a bigger cheer than that. President Chapdelaine, the candidates standing before me have successfully completed the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and have been recommended for that degree by the faculty. I present them to you and ask that you, through the authority vested in you by the Board of Trustees, confer upon them the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Connecticut College and pursuant to their vote, I hereby confer on you the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all its attendant rights and privileges, and I remind you of the responsibilities you are about to assume. In token thereof, it is my honor to present to you the diploma of the college.
Adrian Summers Landon, class presidents. Sadie Marie Abu Haidar. Juliana Aguiar. Sitara Efat Angari. Victor Aliande. Araceli Alcade. Sabila Suleiman Alibai. Alejandro Francisco Ametskua. Emery Ann Amptman. Lauren Christine Anatol. Christine Charlotte Anderson. Riley Susan Anderson. Elena Samara Angerman. Patrick John Atkins. Madeline Marie Au. Oliver Duncan Ociello. Owen Sampson Avery. Day Baez. Romy Elizabeth Bagdasarian. Emily Ray Baker. Patton Hyde Balzebra. Ryan Earl Banks. Edie Lorraine Banovic. Pauline Dana Bartholomew. Andrew L. Bartolomucci. Calvin John Bates. Caitlin Elizabeth Beard. Abby Barry Bendixson. Anna Cecilia Bermudez. Zania Bernal. Megan Helen Bidgood. Jocelyn Heloise Beeler. Mira Adele Binzen. Samuel Francis Beam. Nicole Tracy Boisvert. Mei-Ling Maria Bothan. Neil James Bowie. Emily Isabella Elisa Braddock. Amanda Kathleen Brady. Sarah Leora Braslow. Annabelle Beecher Breton. Jane Catherine Brewer. Jacob Arun Bright. Eliaris Brito Castillo. Raina Tiffine Brousseau. Ella Jazz Brown. Caroline Elizabeth Bruce. Maya Alexandra Bruno. Lauren Jacqueline Bryant. Zachary Keith Boucher. Tasman James Barrow. Emily Rose Berksa. Maricela Camargo. Lauren Michelle Carey. Clifton Carragher. Caitlin Elizabeth Cass. Emily Megan Castano. Bealuna Castellanos Palacios. Catherine Ann Cavanis. Kit C. Cawley. Natalie Sarah Chase. Jing Jing Chong. Judy Chen. Austin James Cheng. Isabella Grace Chiappa. Ethan H. Chin. Madeline Unji Cho. Christian Philip Sheminkovich. Luke Alexander Sabelli. Leo John Claney. Brendan Robert Clare. Jesse Grayson Connolly. Grace Camden Contrini Flynn. Owen Patrick Conway. William John Conway. Maeve Elizabeth Corcoran. Madeline Rose Correa. Emmy Nazaret Cortez Huerica. Genevieve Cortgrasso. Michael Thomas Cosgrave. Ethan Reed Kotler. Tatum Lee Courtmanche. Gabriella Faith Craig. Jake Alejandro Creus. Elena Muriel Crowell. Ashley Kathleen Carreo. Sorry. Don't run. Ramon Augusto Donna Rosario. Donna Del Rosario. Catherine Daniels. Niamani Linda David. Olivia Quinn Davidson. Ella Kate David Yock. Chloe Marie Davis. Abigail Catherine Dawson. Jonathan Eric Dayan. Christina Iga Dagenhartz. Michael Robert Delhomme. Isabel Rose Delmonico. John Omir Demir. Rex Lewis DePriest. Aiden James DiMasilli. Emma Rose Dinkelspiel. Matthew Vincent Di Rienzo. Crystal Rain Dixon. Caitlin Grace Donadio. James Donahue Jr. Isabella Eileen Donatelli. Lindsay Elizabeth Donovan. Chloe Madeline Dormashkin. Anya Reagan Downey. Penelope M. Doyle. Joe Mary Beth Ducketts. Elizabeth Mary Dunn. Victoria Edwards. Cole Eichler. Ella Olivia Leary Eld. Abu Bakir Shtamer El Sabki. Philip Ronald Eppen. Scott Matthew Ernsberger. Emma Irvin. Jasleen Lydia Espinal. Jasmine Mercedes Espinal. Angelica Maria Estrella. Lydia Marie Evans. Traffic jam. Bianca Antonina Falcone. Safa Kolsum Faricki. Hallie Rose Farr. Andrew Joseph Feldman. Justin Philip Finkel. Jason A. Furman. Timothy Charles First. Sophia Rose Fitzgerald. Riley Morgan Flannery. Elizabeth Claire Flathers. Anna Yaling Flood. Ernesto Sal Flores Barrera. Jonathan Joseph Ford. Molly Elizabeth Fortin. Claire Margaret Foster. Prosser Jack Friedman. Timothy Mark Friend. Rowan Ava Player Galanis. Mohammed Garzain. Gosha Gasienica Bednars. Gregory James Gately. Aiden James Gaudette. Eliana May Ginsberg. Lilu Gorin. Anna Catherine Gott. Sophie Roberta Gould. Catherine Noel Grabner. Dolan Reed Graver. Matthew D. Greenberg. Amelia May Greenwald. Caleb Griffin. Sam Pado Grolo. Liam James Granda Jr. Hayden Edward Grossman. Hannah Elizabeth Gouet. Alexandra Eleanor Francis Gudaitis. Caleb W. Hopta Gabriel. Catherine Lane Hagnes. Amira Rose Hakimi. Kelsey Lynn Hallio. Natalia Barbara Josephine Hall. Violet Hargraves Hall. Eva Virginia Halverson Ross. Ionso Han. Kay Hansborough. John Joseph Harrington. Andrew James Hartle. Harrison Todd Harwood. Majed Hassan. Jacob Samuel Hassan. Kaylin Brianna Hawkins. Junyi Hei Wu. Willem Armstrong Henkes. Alexis Ann Henry. Nestor Hernandez. Layla Hernandez Webster. Claire Griffin Himmel. Paris Rose Himmelman. Isabella Milan Hinkson. Sarah Marie Hobbs. Claire Casalvieri Hoffman. Ian Bernard Hopkins. Alessandro Horvath Diano. Oops, sorry. My bad. Nadia Marie Hopkins. Jake Allen Hughes. Abigail Grace Illisorio. Cadence Antonio Irizarry. Marina Elise Jacob. Mila Nicole Janicek. Rye Henry Duran. Sarah Jane Johnson. Sophia Hartley Johnson. Lucas Hayward Johnston Peck. Lauren Jones. Graham Gaynor Josephson. Kristen Brianna June. Ellen Michelina Jury. Madeline Viglione Jutras. Alexander Simone Jutt. Ella Mireille Carl. Benjamin Kaplan. Ari Daniel Kaplan Benjamin. Skylar Kilan Cardell. Svetlana Alexandra Kasembeg. Kayla Ann Kasperzak. Jack Alvis Kalesaglu. Addie Piper Kenny. Abdullah Khan. Charlotte Marie Klinkmuller. Liam John Kohler. Zoe Marie Collegian. Stella Teresa Koenig. Christopher Holst Koskinen. Russell Harry Kozofsky. Amanda Claire Kreidler. Aurora King Longsworth Krejci. Declan George Kuhn. Grace Elizabeth LaFlèche. Samantha Grace Lamontagne. Isabella Sylvia Laria. Christopher Edward Latchford. Samantha Lynn Lavenhagen. Jack Edward Lavarelle. Caroline Haley Lawton. Nguyen Ming Lei. Dane Christopher Lederer. Owen Louise Ladina. Won Kyung Lee. Charlotte Hastings Lee. Madeline May Lenthal. Cameron Douglas Lewis. William Dakota Lindvall. Coulter Brink Lingelbach Pierce. Alon Silton Listgarten. Anahi Lopez Patino. Chantal Lovera. Haley Sarah Lowenthal. John Francis Luca. Asher Marks McLean. Minnie Elizabeth Madden. Katie Rose Maddow. Sophie Alexandra Maggioni. Isa Janelle Malinas. Isa. Isa. Kayla Grace Malloy. Katrina Chloe Mann. Tyler John Mann. Kadichatu Marong. Laura L. Martin. Bridget Payton Mason. Alexandra Mateo. Kayla Marie Mateo. Grace Amelia Mataliano. Cade Spencer McAdams. Aiden John McAvoy. Kirsten Diana McBride. Kylie Elizabeth McCarthy. Mia Himalaya McCursey. Olivia Marie McCowan. Annabella Maria Melio. Nicholas George McLaughlin. Sorry. Jorge Mendo Robles. Layla Ann Mosayan Merhi. Liam O'Brien Merrill. Alexander Nicholas Meyer. Lucy Meyer. Andrew Garrett Middleton. Delaney Elise Miles. Alexander Mitchell. Sophie Ruth Moniz. Manuela Monsalve. Molly Ann Mosalio. Oliver George Morelli. Andrea Jean Motakaitis. Walker Charles Tuttle Mulligan. Claire Morrow Mulvihill. Kelsey Elizabeth Mumford. Casey Marie Murray. Nicholas Aaron Musey. Hayden E. Myers. Farah Najari. Daisy Susanna Nazario Bayo. Emily Casis Nelson. Siaki James Nelson. Devin Alexander Newhook. Miles Francis Newport. Che Quing Nguyen. Tao Tang Nguyen. Miriam Margaret Norman. Megan Elizabeth Norris. Emma Ann Agnabeni. Emily May O'Rourke. Julio Cesar Ortiz. Drayen Elizabeth Osgood. Isabella Payo. Greta Elizabeth Pankey. Christian Nicholas Pappas. Jane Agnes Park Stetner. Ajanai Tyrese Patterson. Carter Pavlonis. Leaf Payne. Jillian Rose Shepard Pearson. Zale Wayne Pertz. Alicia Valentina Pellegrini. Ariana Leal Pellegrini. Nina Dugan Pellegrino. Ashley Perez Diaz. Christian Thomas Perugini. Nguyen Ngoc Tan Phap. Giuseppe Piccirilli. Nathaniel Porter Pilson. Edward Charles Pistorino, Jr. Jason Thomas Pittner. Claire Catherine Protano. Nora May Pulsifer. Abigail Catherine Ragland. Catherine Marie Randall. Sonia Mary Riley. Sarah Dorothea Rigg. Ryan Rivera. Ivan Richard Rizzo. Corinne Julia Meyer Robbins. Julia Claire Robichaud. Tristan Robinson. Joseph Eliseo Robles. Destiny Ramona Rodriguez. Blake Hunter Rogers. Jonathan Isaiah Rojas. Melanie Lynn Rollins. Alejandra Michelle Romero Sanchez. Cole B. Ronan. Jangel Manguila Rosales. Lily Menorah Roseanne. Madeline Grace Rose. Nolan Thomas Rose. Lucian Abe Rosenthal. Dylan Ross. Ian W. Ross. Yuli Devora Moscal Rosine. Alexandria Noel Rubin. Mia Angelina Robino. Ella Sargent Rudisil. Fernando Miguel Rufino. John Gennaro Russo. Alden Harrison Rusticki. Mohammed Suleiman Salim. Claire Patricia Sammons. Luke Henry Sampton. Adismail Santana. Miguel Angel Santiago.
Thank you.
Aaron R. Saporito. Gemma Lynn Savitz-Vogel. Matthew Scardino. Cam Schoenfeld. Noah Lily Anouk Schmid. Daviel Jordan Schulman. Isabel Schumacher. Aiden John Schuman. Matthew Scafone. Anne Crandall Segaloff. James Allen Serhant III. Eliza Mari Shima. Abigail Elizabeth Shields. Aiden Siobhan Shield. Elizabeth Hope Shalali. RSC Shrestha. Todd Matthew Schreiber. Peter Manuel Sylvester. Caroline Mary Scrubutanis. Anna Claire Slopak. Claire Elizabeth Smith. Kylie Renee Smith. Sarah Lynn Smith. Mark Sobel. Karina Solis Martinez. Hayden Mackenzie Southard. Megan Elizabeth Spindler. Owen Thomas Stacy. Tessa Rose Staten. Lucy Elaine Stefani. William Thaw Stevenson. Isabella Rose Stewart. Noah Donald Stresser. Catherine Ann Supley. Alan M. Sweat, Jr. Dylan A. Swift. Anna Grace Zabowski. Sarah A. Taylor. Jules Taylor Kerman. Rebecca Ann Huron Teal. Danisha Ten. Chloe Gail Terrian. Caitlin Marie Thompson. Althea Maeve Tierney. Chris Sachin Tipnis. Julia Torrey. Alexander Reed Toll. An Chun. Ryan Traub. Lucy Rose Kathleen Treader. Soshia Helena Chevy Quinn. Christian Matthew So. Panayota Tsiali. Ricardo Tula. Seth Milo Vargas. Lucas Sebastian Vasquez. Noah Jacob Vernick. Isabel Vasey. Jasmine Belen Villalba Jimenez. William Raymond Vivian. Louise Brierly Wade. Torrance Sophia Wagner. Henrietta Corell Waltz. Tsibogwan Wang. Sarah Lisa War. Sydney Catherine Weber. Hannah Marie Webster. Lily Rain Weisbart. Hayden J. Wisnand. Gus Wibble Williams. Melanie Williams. Kelly Elena Wilson. William Maservi Winship V. Noah Ellis Walcott Schickler. Nicholas George Woods. Elizabeth Grace Wright. Terrell Jeremiah Wright. Kinley Yangden. Cameron David Yee. Karma Zopa Yoser. Daria Zidvishkova. William Jiang Zhang.
It's you, right?
Yep. At this point, I would now like to ask our first-generation graduates who wish to do so to please stand and be recognized. And now, I'd like all the graduates to stand. Parents, families, and guests, I present to you the class of 2025. And graduates, this is the time you get to throw your hats. Congratulations. And now, I have the pleasure of introducing Chip Clothier, the president of the Connecticut College Alumni Association Board of Directors, who has a few words to share.
Thank you, Professor Forster. My name is Chip Clothier. I'm a member of the class of 1979 and a proud parent of a member of the 2010 class. I'm also the president of the Connecticut College Alumni Association Board of Directors. The mission of the Connecticut College Alumni Association is to lead alumni in fostering strong connections with each other and Connecticut College. To carry out this mission, the association's board of directors guides the efforts of alumni volunteers nationally, working with all members of the college community to support and enhance activities for alumni on and off campus. Now, for many of you in the class of 2025, your COVID restricted your high school graduation. So I'm hoping this commencement is a huge opportunity to celebrate with your friends and family. I saw some of that last night. People have told me that the class of 2025 breathed life back into this campus. You showed up at Con with enthusiasm, determined to make this a great experience. You should know that your alumni board is in awe of your scholarship, activism, athletic and artistic achievements, and campus engagement. I say your alumni board because you have now joined the ranks of the more than 30,000 Connecticut College alumni. The alumni board, many of whom are here to celebrate your successes today, left a sheet on your programs with a QR code so that you could see what alumni events are happening in your area, and so you can keep us updated on your contact information. As it says in the sheet, we want you to stay connected. It's like a bad dad joke. While you've been busy with your studies, your alumni board has been busy too, helping facilitate in-person events in 15 cities through the Camels Connect event and holiday parties around the U.S. and abroad. We've also created 10 virtual events on a variety of topics designed to help us all continue to be lifelong students. And joining us in July to help us further those activities is your own Nick McLaughlin, class of 2025, who was elected to the alumni board earlier this month. As you reflect on what you've learned at Connecticut College, remember that these experiences over the years have shaped you into the person that you are today. And now you have an important responsibility as alumni to stay active, engaged, and pay it forward to the next generation. I have a really good feeling about your class. I learned that last night your senior class gift achieved over 50% participation, which is among the highest of all classes. I'd like to acknowledge one alumna who continues to pay it forward by supporting today's ceremonies. Athena Sakanakas Philippides is a member of the class of 1986, and it is because of her generosity that you have all received a sapling, a memento of this occasion, with your time at Connecticut College. On behalf of the Alumni Association, I want to say that we hope that the roots that you have put down here will only deepen and grow stronger as you become alumni of this college and connect forever to our beloved alma mater. Find a special place to plant it and watch it grow as you continue to build your lives. As you may be aware, we're in the middle of Brag Your Camel Swag, which is an annual event, which culminates with all of us wearing Connecticut College swag on June 22nd, which is Global Camel Day. This was prompted by a member of the class of 23 wearing a College t-shirt in Africa, and a member of the class of 12 seeing it and striking up a conversation. Wear your camel clothing with pride. You never know who you will meet. The con community is exceptional because of the people, because of you. As you begin your next journey, remember that the alumni from around the globe and across the generations are there for you. Wherever you travel, you've got your herd of Connecticut College alumni traveling with you. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Welcome to the herd. And now I invite Dr. Chapdelaine back for a few final remarks. There we go.
We're almost there. As we conclude today's ceremonies, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge our extraordinary faculty and staff. This day would not have been possible without all they did to support you year after year. Please join me in thanking the faculty and staff for their investments in the class of 2025. I also gratefully acknowledge that with today's ceremony, we bid farewell to two exceptional faculty members who are retiring this year. I'm honored to know that I at least had 1 year with them. They have served Connecticut College and our students with dedication and excellence. So please, let us show appreciation for our retiring faculty, Jefferson A. Singer, Falk Foundation Professor of Psychology, and Peter Siver, Charles and Sarah P. Becker, Class of 27, Professor of Botany and Environmental Studies. Last but certainly not least, I wish to recognize a group without whom this class would actually not exist: the parents and guardians and grandparents and grandguardians of the class of 2025. To all of you who are here and to all who are with us remotely, I want to thank you for sending your loved ones to study here at Con. Their success is your success, but now we must send them off to achieve even more. So I now ask all family who are here to please stand and be recognized by your students. We will conclude our ceremony with our close-in reflection from the Rabbi Susan Shine, college chaplain, who is also retiring this year, and then the singing of the Connecticut College alma mater, which will be led by graduates Catherine Cavanis, Samantha Lamontagne, Jillian Pearson, and Megan Spindler. Following the alma mater, we ask you to remain in your seats while the platform party, faculty, and most importantly, the class of 2025 recess. Thank you.
Tfilat Haderech, a prayer for the journey. As you venture forth as graduates, may the laughter and tears, love and growth that you experienced at Connecticut College sustain you. May those who've nurtured, shaped, and supported you continue to accompany you. And may faithful new companions join you on your way. May you have the audacity to walk your own unique path and the humility to apply your knowledge, skills, and imagination for the common good. Root yourself with people and in places where you feel understood and accepted. And rise to challenges and opportunities with enthusiasm and daring. Go forth with joy and curiosity. Pursue your passions and dreams. Give voice to your deepest values. Live each day with intention, compassion, and gratitude. The road ahead is filled with promise. Shine your magnificent light for all to see. As you leave your Connecticut College home, may the Holy One, known by many names throughout time and across space, bless you, keep you, and guide you on your sacred journeys, now and always. Amen.
Thank you.